Hi, I'm Ned Airbar from Metro World News, and for this edition we have Kyle Buchanan from New York Magazine, and we're talking about the things that we're looking forward to at the Toronto International Film Festival. So the opening night film for Toronto this year is Looper.
Yes.
Rian Johnson's sci-fi extravaganza starring Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
I think it's really, really strong. It reminds me of 12 Monkeys. It also co-stars Bruce Willis, probably the most engaged he's been in a movie in a long time. It's very smart, very tightly constructed, really well made, really energizing. I would almost go see that again.
Much like Brick, where Rian Johnson sort of employed a very noir aspect of it. The first part of the movie feels very much like a noir film, but then it very much transitions into a lot of Western tropes that I think he uses very well within the sci-fi genre.
Everybody's really good. Everybody's very energized. People are being used in ways that you sort of thought that they were capable of, but haven't really gotten a chance to go as far as they get to go in this movie. Emily Blunt is playing like a really strong, good leading woman, but like they take it a lot further, and she's tan and blonde highlights, and she's working this sort of different look than we've seen her do.
Also debuting at Toronto is Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Yeah.
Written and directed by the author of the novel, which you don't normally see.
No, not at all.
I think really doing a fantastic job.
Yeah, and it's brought off very well. Emma Watson is in this movie, and I didn't think of Hermione very often, but I did think of Harry Potter in the sense that it tells a whole school year very deftly.
It deals with some very mature subject matter and very intense situations, especially for Logan Lerman as the lead. And I think it handles them all very well in a very dramatic and pleasing manner.
And also, we should say that Ezra Miller is fantastic in it.
Yes.
And that goes a long way, too. Rust and Bone. This
Yes.
is one of my favorites of the year. That I saw at Cannes. Marion Cotillard is in it. She'll almost certainly get nominated for it unless SBC drops the ball.
It's a beautiful film from start to finish, and I went into it knowing absolutely nothing about the story, about where it was going, what happened to what character, and it hands you two very different main characters from very different walks of life who are dealt very bad hands and deal with them in their own ways, and it's a really uplifting and surprising film.
Both of these people are like extremely damaged and flawed, but in each other they kind of they find a way to sort of prop themselves up.
Another movie that debuted at Cannes, which is Lee Daniels' The Paperboy, which you and I have both seen.
The film is a hot mess. I mean that in the best way. It's not artfully constructed. I thought Lee Daniels did a great job actually on Precious, and it's more in line with the film he made before that called Shadowboxer. There's a lot of crazy shock value. There's Nicole Kidman peeing on Zac Efron.
I honestly felt like for most of the movie, Matthew McConaughey was off on his own doing a more traditional movie that Matthew McConaughey would be involved in.
No, as is often the case with really campy movies, some people know that they're in the right movie and some people are in a totally different movie.
Yes. The main question for me is, and I still don't know, after having watched this, I'm still not sure, is what do we make of Nicole Kidman's performance? At some points I felt like she was in on the joke, and sometimes I felt like the joke was on her.
Well, in camp, you just never quite know. But I feel like if anyone is the Gina Gershon of Showgirls in this movie, then it would be Nicole Kidman. She seems to get the wavelength that the movie is on. And it's a balls-out performance. It reminds you that she does give herself over to the film and the director. It's just that she had that run a little while back where she gave herself over to the wrong films and the wrong directors. And is this the right film and the right director? I won't be the judge of that. But it's admirable, the performance.
Thank you for checking in with us, and we'll have more throughout the Toronto International Film Festival. Thank you, Kyle.
I have a hula hoop.
You do have a hula hoop.